Hi, my name's Ian Monroe with AI BizBots for you. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today using a voice AI agent was in regards to emergency response. So let's take a daycare, for example, where there's a lockdown and we need to we need to contact the parents to let them know what's going on. So do you, A, have somebody sit there, go through a list and call them one at a time? How long would that take? Or do you, two, have a voice AI agent that has a list of all the names and numbers and just calls when you tell it to? Well, I know that in an emergency situation, the last thing you want to do is have somebody sitting there doing something uh, menial, boring, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure, like you say, during an emergency, all hands to the pump would be the order of the day. So what I'm going to do is just going to take you through what I've built in terms of how I can do that using Retell and Make.com, as well as my dashboard that I have to be able to trigger automations and capture all the data they need. And so I've got the different options that I use. So top left hand corner is the Retell agent. Top right hand corner is my make automation, and the bottom uh, is the dashboard that I use for keeping a track of everything. So I can see how many minutes, how many calls has been. But what's more importantly is I can pull in um, the spreadsheet that I want to use. So um, so I can look at the list of people that are going to call when the emergency is called, and then once it's lifted, we call them back again. Um, also have a little automation lab here that basically will show you some different workflows, and the workflows are very simple. Basically, just you click play, it runs an HTTP request, and then it calls the client. And with the automation on, it runs through, it sends the webhook of either emergency called or emergency lifted, updates the spreadsheet, and makes a call. So let's go back and just take a look at the Retell. So this is very simple in terms of what we're talking about. I do use some variables, so it captures the name and daycare name, etc. So just by changing the name in the spreadsheet, you've got another voice agent. So rather than having to hard code everything. So basically what this does is it will call when it's asked to. It'll it'll say hello name, so whoever the name is. Like on the list is Ian, so hello Ian, due to an incident, etc. You can get an update by calling the daycare's name, which will be in the spreadsheet. So tell it what the current time is, um, if anybody's asking what the time is, but it's also to try and track the that side of things, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. Um, the make automation is fairly straightforward. The trigger comes from the dashboard. It comes up here if it's an emergency called, and goes through and then updates to say that the people have been called, etc. And the same for the emergency lifted. And so where the magic kind of happens is in the dashboard. So for example, this is just saying just play. I call the webhook and I tell it what information to send, and that's it runs. And so when you look at this, I can see here we've got the emergency called list. So if it says no, it will call, go through it, update the time, and that's it. So basically what we want to do is run this automation now so you can see how it operates. Okay, so we're just going to run this automation. So basically, as you see here, I've got my number blanked out here so you can't see it. But if we go to the automation lab, I'll go up here so we can see the whole thing. So if we go emergency called, so you can see here, this is what we're going to run. And in the background, I will run the automation here. We'll wait for some new data. So there's the automation running. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the emergency call. So we'll run up this area. It will come through here. It will make a call. So I'll have this, make sure my phone is on oh, it's not, I can't get my phone on ring, but anyway, I'll show you that. And then it will update the sheet to say it's been called. So let's do that and go from there. So that one's ready to go. Just want to make sure everything's good. It should say hello Ian, blah blah blah, and give it the daycare name, which is, I think I said daycare dudes. So what we'll do is we'll run this workflow here. Manually run it. Said it was good. You'll see the automation just ran at the top there. Now the phone line is coming in. So I'll just put it on speaker here so you can hear it. Hello?
Hello, Ian. This is an automated notification. Due to an incident in the area. Good afternoon, Ian. This is an automated notification from Daycare Dudes. Due to an incident in the area, we are currently sheltering in place. All children are safe and being cared for. Please do not come to the center until further notice. We will provide updates as the situation changes. You can get an update by calling Daycare Dudes' main line, which may be very busy. Thank you for your understanding.
Thank you. So there you go. So that's it. Ran here and says basically said to follow this guide, but don't change it too much. You use it as a guide, but don't change it too much. And you can see here how they all ran. So if we go back to the emergency call line, you'll see now that the number was called and date and time was put in. So when we run it next time, it won't run anything because nothing to run. So if we say, look at this one here, which is the emergency lift, the emergency has been lifted. It's calls no. So here's the automation. We'll get that to run again. Wait for some new data. We'll go back to the automation lab. So this is, and what's nice about this is that there's various ways you can make automations. But what I like about this is because if you want the client to run, that means either you set up an account for them and you have to get them to run the automation, where this, everything is here. They don't have to see anything. They all have to do is tell them to fill in the spreadsheet and click go type of thing. And off it will go. So here's the emergency lifted. So same thing again. It's done. It's run down the bottom. Should we expect a call here in a minute? Yeah, here comes the call. Hello?
Hello, Ian. This is an automated notification from Daycare Dudes. I just wanted to let you know that the lockdown has been lifted. All children are safe. Normal operations have resumed. You may now come for pickup. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thanks. So there you go. So a very simple emergency response. I remember, going back to 2013, we had a flood here in Calgary, and we were down in the office, and then we wanted to tell people, not to come in. It's like, okay, so where's the list? Well, we spent ages just trying to find a list of who to call and whether we're going to call them or email them, or whatever. So when we start talking about emergency response planning, you got to put this stuff in place. So I'm going to build this out further. So this is for kind of an outbound situation, and then I'll build the inbound, which will be more details about the daycare itself. So when parents want to call and say, or new parents are asking about the daycare, what they do, all that stuff, then that'll come. So I'll get that in the next one. But this was just one use case that you can build into many different things. And what I really like is the dashboard works very nicely. They get to see, the client gets to see, how many minutes have been called, a little dashboard there. Don't have to display the cost for that, but here we can look at the call logs, and now you got the call logs coming in, and you can pull up the transcripts and everything that was there. So they can see exactly what's happening. I can see what's happening. You can check on whether your automations are running properly, and the voice agents are doing what they're supposed to do. So, and the one thing I didn't show you was the emergency lifted. So now it's come back and says it's called, and it gives you date and time. So that's it. I hope you found that interesting, and I've just started to build this new YouTube channel, and so, like everybody else asks, if you don't mind subscribing, like and share, appreciate it. The fact that you spent some time with me today to go through this, that's great. Thank you.